and Austrian national championships not in Austria, it's in Stuttgart 2015. We're here on Sunday, it's day 2, and this is exactly where the best players are qualified to go head-to-head in the top 16 for the VGC Masters.
Very welcome from my side as well. We are very happy to show you some great matches today. We got one trick for you, because every one of us got some friends out there. For the VGC matches, I'm going to have some cool co-moderators. We are going to see Arash Ahmadi right on the screen here. We are going to see Marcus Stada, named Yoshi in the internet, commentating alongside me. Julia, which players do you got for your TTG matches?
Well, I'm not so sure if they're as cool as you are, but we will have David Hohmann here sitting side by side with me just to commentate on the action for the trading card game, just to make sure that we have top-notch players here commentating on the action, and they will certainly understand what their colleagues are doing, so you guys can learn from them.
For the beginning, we are going to start with the top 16 match in VGC. We are going to see, here we got the bracket. As you can see, the bracket comes down to Nemanja versus Adrian, Paco Nakis, Johan versus Marcus, Barish versus Christopher, Armin versus Matteicini, Luca versus Tirso, Sergi Luna versus Alex, Tobias Koshitsky versus Daniel, and David Sperati versus Jamie Miller. And that's exactly the match we are going to see live on the stream. Jamie Miller versus Davide Sperati. We got a lot of great matchups here. We have seen some really good players already on the stream, and we are going to see a match in each round live on the screen with you guys. We are giving our best to commentate at a good level. Please give us feedback. Talk with us via Twitter and Twitch. We are really happy to see your comments on the matches.
And for you guys to see what you missed Saturday, here's a little video summarizing the action from yesterday's day.
Freizeit bin ich überhaupt nicht happy, weil ich kann es noch nicht richtig realisieren. Ich bin todmüde, aber morgen raff ich das dann und dann bin ich morgen der glücklichste Boy.
Now it's not long before we jump into the action. It's the VGC's top 16 cut. And for our featured match, both players are just getting ready and they are opening up their Nintendo 3DS and connecting with each other so that we can hop right into the action. Before we do that, here is our little reminder for you guys to communicate with us. We see that a lot of international people are already chatting with us on Twitch. Feel free to do so. If you want us to react on it, I'm sorry, I'm not knowledgeable in Spanish, nor in Italian, nor in Portuguese. I'm not sure what kind of languages I'm seeing there, but German and English is fine with me. If you would like to use Twitter, just use our hashtag. You can see in the upper left corner, that's PKM 2015 Germany. We will make sure to show these Twitter feeds on the screen as we hop right into the action with the team preview.
Here we go. We see the team of Davide, featuring a Thunderous, a Kangaskhan, a Togekiss, a Heatran, a Landorus Therian, and a Amoonguss. On Jamie Miller's side, we are going to see a Milotic, a Mamoswine, a Thunderous, a Staraptor, a Blaziken, and a Ferrothorn. We have seen a Staraptor yesterday. I guess Jamie's team is pretty cool. If it got the same move called Final Gambit, it's pretty cool to take out the counter for Ferrothorn and just stand there. There is probably not more than much counter to a Ferrothorn on one team. So if Staraptor is able to take that one out, Ferrothorn is going to have a really huge matchup. And this matchup, he only has to take out Heatran and possibly Kangaskhan, depends on the move Kangaskhan packs, and Landorus Therian. Maybe it packs a Superpower or Strong Earthquakes. For the lead matchup, I guess Davide is pretty eager to lead with the Kangaskhan.
I just love that screen name, Rattata 2.0. That's amazing. I love Rattatas.
I catch them all the time.
Here we go. It's Kangaskhan and Amoonguss for that Rattata. Davide and Jamie is leading off with that Blaziken. And what's it called in English? Mamoswine. Exactly.
Mamoswine. Here we go. Mamoswine can pull off really strong Earthquakes, but not next to the Blaziken. So maybe Blaziken is really, really urged either to switch out or to protect to gain the speed boost. That's pretty predictable on Davide's side, so he can maybe just focus on the Mamoswine slot, going for a Fake Out or straight going to fire off a strong attack, possibly breaking the Focus Sash a lot of Mamoswines are wearing, and redirect the attacks aiming at Kangaskhan with that Rage Powder from Amoonguss. I don't think we are going to see a switch on Davide's side. Maybe, yeah, here we go on Jamie's side.
So Jamie is taking out that Mamoswine, replacing it with Ferrothorn, maybe anticipating an attack here. Kangaskhan doing what it does best, Mega evolving into that Mega Kangaskhan, putting some pressure on Jamie's team. And also Blaziken evolving
Mega Blaziken
into Mega Blaziken. But first of all, it's going to use that Protect, while Amoonguss is using Rage Powder. And the Power-Up Punch coming from Kangaskhan onto that Ferrothorn. It's going to be super effective. But Kangaskhan is going to take some damage from these Iron Barbs.
No Rocky Helmet though. This would have been a really good read if he got that Rocky Helmet on the Ferrothorn, chipping off a lot of health from Kangaskhan. but the power punch hurt it already. And now Jamie is in a pretty good position. Amoonguss can't redirect attacks from Ferrothorn because they are the same type, so Ferrothorn is able to aim its attacks at Kangaskhan. Blaziken is pretty able to one-shot both Pokemon, depends on if Amoonguss is going to Rage Powder the incoming fighting type attack, or if the Blaziken is just going to fire off a strong fire attack right into the position of that Amoonguss slot. I don't think that Blaziken is going to fire off attack. I guess. Yeah,
Blaziken coming back, not willing to attack this turn. Instead, Staraptor intimidating that Amoonguss and also Kangaskhan, bringing that attack down just a little bit after these power-up punches. And also Amoonguss has seen enough for now. And another Heatran. We've seen a lot of Heatrans today.
Yeah. Heatran is really
Kangaskhan is willing to attack though, and it's going to attack the Staraptor slot, and it's going to be a critical hit, taking down that Staraptor. Not sure if it really mattered though. And a Gyro Ball coming from that Ferrothorn, hitting that Kangaskhan. Is it going to be enough? No, Kangaskhan hanging on.
Well, the Ferrothorn looks really, really trained into attack because the Gyro Ball was really, really hitting hard. And now it's a good position for Jamie. He being able, if he outspeeds that Kangaskhan, to one-shot Heatran and Kangaskhan if Heatran is also slower than Mamoswine. Let's have a look what the plays are going to be. I can tell you that Mamoswine got a cool nature to maybe be faster than the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan on the other side is got an Italian nature, I don't know.
Italian nature, so that means
Italian.
liking food and
Pizza.
like to discuss it. No, that's Kangaskhan using Protect, not willing to, maybe fearing a priority attack from that Mamoswine.
Oh, and here we go.
Ferrothorn also protecting, so let's see. No, Mamoswine is going to use that Earthquake. It's going to connect with that Heatran. It's lowering the effectiveness of that attack with its berry. And it's not going to be enough to take it out, hence the Shuka berry.
The Heatran is really, really, really
Oh,
bulky.
Heat Wave, shooting back another super effective move at that Mamoswine, but it's also quite well withstanding this attack.
Now David is in a pretty good spot. He can just go for the Sucker Punch right into the Mamoswine slot if Kangaskhan is faster, if the Mamoswine decides to Ice Shard, but that wouldn't really be a really good play because Heatran is just going to use Heat Wave again, and the Kangaskhan slot is going to Sucker Punch right into that Mamoswine slot. This would be, oh no, maybe don't even have that Sucker Punch.
It's coming back for Amoonguss now. Also, Ferrothorn is being switched out. A lot of switching going on. Blaziken making a second appearance. And here's that Ice Shard going to that Amoonguss. It's still super effective, but that way Kangaskhan was able to survive. And another Heat Wave will be enough to take out the Mamoswine. Also Blaziken taking approximately 1/4 of damage to its health. And Mamoswine goes down.
I don't get that turn, to be honest. If you're going to Ice Shot into the Kangaskhan slot to avoid the Sucker Punch, you're still open for the Heatran to fire off a free Heat Wave into the Ferrothorn slot and probably to KO the Mamoswine, as we have seen. Now David is in a really good position, firing off those Heat Waves with Heatran. He wants to redirect the attacks from Mega Blaziken aimed at Heatran right onto that Amoonguss. Let's have a look how Mega Blaziken can make a comeback. It's pretty hard to say. He's going to one-shot the Amoonguss probably, but...
Greetings to Perotinos. By the way, Italy is all about Catenaccio. Of course, you're right. Thanks for your comment.
I think that Heatran is going to Earth Power the Blaziken slot, and Amoonguss is going to Rage Powder.
So a Protect from Ferrothorn. The Flare Blitz on Amoonguss is going to be enough. Blaziken is going to take a lot of recall damage. Amoonguss is going down. And Blaziken Blaziken health goes down as well. The heat wave, Ferrothorn is protected obviously, but Heatran is not going to do enough damage with the heat wave. Oh, it actually is! Because of the critical hit just in time. What a perfect time for that critical hit. Taking out the Blaziken. Wow.
And now we see Davide winning the first match, only the Ferrothorn left, which will get KO'd by the heat wave from Heatran, and Togekiss just showing up that's over there as well, and the match was forfeited. This is a pretty cool tactic to not show any moves left. You don't want to show your opponent in a best of 3 where you play 3 matches. If you already know you lost the match, you just forfeit to not show your opponent what you got left, and every information is really worth a lot, so you don't want to give your opponent the head.
On the other side, if he would have continued, he would maybe be able to see what kind of attacks that Togekiss was carrying.
I don't think that Davide would have shown it. I guess maybe it would have protected, but we would have seen the heat wave come in, and it was one turn left. So David is ahead, 1-0 versus Jamie Miller. We are going to see a really nice match now. I think they're starting very soon. Probably they shake hands. I think the Mamoswine got a really cool matchup because it got Ice Attacks versus the Thunderous, Togekiss, Landorus, Amoonguss, and it can fire off really strong Earthquakes versus the Heatran and Kangaskhan. He didn't use it to his favor though. Maybe he's working out how to use that Mamoswine in match 2, and here we go, the second team preview. We already know the 6 battling Pokemon. What are you guys writing us on Twitch?
Well, if you're able to read this and you're multi-language.
Yeah, I see a lot of Spanish and Italian commentators.
Good to see that you guys are cheering on your Italian colleagues here with the Davide going on. We have a lot of international players here, also in the trading card game. So stay tuned and also watch the whole thing, how it unfolds until the end. Approximately 6 p.m. we will be continuing to broadcast. Also, just a little reminder for you, the top 8 cut for the trading card game will follow right after this VGC. So for all you guys waiting for the TCG, just stay tuned for a couple of minutes.
To commentate on Yellow Gold on our Twitch, no, we are not able to show a second battle right after because we do not have 2 capture units, and those 2 players are playing on the capture unit right now. That's why we can only show 1 battle each round. And
also, hi Melcorp, thanks for saying hello. It is Amoonguss and Kangaskhan on Davide's side against the Blaziken and the Ferrothorn for Jamie. So let's see how both players have adjusted their strategy for this second match.
I guess Jamie's trying to put their Ferrothorn in a really good position. Ferrothorn only fears that Heatran and he has to take it out. Maybe Thunderous is able to taunt it, but that's also a bit risky because Thunderous is going to take some attack by the partner.
Just another comment on the chat. We will show TCG, but you won't miss any game for the VGC. So don't worry, we have scheduled everything accordingly, so you're not missing out on any game. We will show you the agenda just in a minute. While Jamie is now, what is more important right now, switching out the Ferrothorn, and Staraptor is coming in. It had a very only short appearance last time when it was knocked out by Kangaskhan's return. Kangaskhan obviously taking its time here to Mega Evolve. I'm expecting the same thing from Blaziken in a minute. And here we go. Again, all that attention now on that Amoonguss with its Rage Powder. And another return from the Kangaskhan, hitting that Blaziken. Is it going to be enough? No, Blaziken is going to withstand that 2-hit attack. The Superpower now not able to hit that Kangaskhan because of the Rage Powder.
Jamie didn't expect that Amoonguss to Rage Powder. Now it's a really good spot for Jamie. Jamie is able to Brave Bird the Amoonguss with the Staraptor and aim an attack at Kangaskhan, but with being Blaziken at -1, if the Kangaskhan got a Sucker Punch, it may aim it at the Blaziken, but I guess Blaziken is probably going to switch out this time. Staraptor is trying to take out and is probably going to take out one of the Pokemon Davide is carrying.
Another rage powder that Amoongus likes being attacked, I guess. Staraptor using a U-turn, getting right out of here, and let's see if Blaziken decides to use a fire attack, or if it even gets to attack. Ferrothorn coming back in. Oh, it's another superpower. That won't do. Amoongus just eating that attack up.
Jamie, I guess, didn't expect another rage powder as well, because he may have thought that.
And again, Ferrothorn taking 2 power-up punches just like it did last game.
He may thought that he's going just to eat a Flare Blitz with that Amoongus taking it out, and therefore he's not going to Rage Powder. But of course, that Amoongus is right there to support the Kangaskhan, to eat up the attacks, aim the Kangaskhan. Ferrothorn got a really good matchup. The power-up punch did almost nothing. If Jamie's going to see the Kangaskhan on Davidy's side, and maybe he's going to finally Flare Blitz that Amoongus to a KO, he should take care of the Kangaskhan, maybe with a Intimidate switch from Staraptor, but let's see what is going. Oh, Thunderous got a really good matchup here.
So Thunderous going in, Blaziken using that protect, not taking any chances here. Kangaskhan also protecting, so it's up for Ferrothorn to make its move, which is putting up the Leech Seed, but Kangaskhan protected. Well done by Davide.
Here we go. That Thunderous may taunt into that Ferrothorn slot. Kangaskhan is probably going to attack the Blaziken slot with a Sucker Punch if it really got it. I guess it's enough, as we have seen 2 superpowers dropping the defense and attack stat from that Blaziken. I don't think Blaziken is still able to one-shot that Kangaskhan with the superpower, though it is a really, really, really strong attack. Thunderous is just probably going to taunt into that Ferrothorn slot for not making it able to stay longer on the field thanks to Leech Seed.
Ferrothorn protecting, maybe anticipating that taunt coming from Davide. A Sucker Punch onto that Blaziken. This should be enough to take it out after these 2 power-up punches, so Blaziken goes down. Another great read by Davide. And now that Thunder is obviously using that taunt, but Ferrothorn protected itself.
So Davide is again in a really good spot, having the Kangaskhan at +1. Now it gets intimidated by the Staraptor, which got it tricks. We have seen a Final Gambit Staraptor on the stream yesterday, which is a really cool move and a really cool choice to take out one Pokemon, just to change the matchup and to change the outcome of the game. If you're relying on that Ferrothorn, you just take out the counter of the Ferrothorn and make a day. But the table is pretty threatening for Jamie, because that Kangaskhan is at +1. Thunderous is able to taunt that Ferrothorn pretty hard to say Ferrothorn is not able to protect anymore as it protected last round. So maybe Jamie is just going to taunt it again and attack the Staraptor slot with Kangaskhan, which... Oh, just...
Another switch out, Mamoswine coming back.
So
Kangaskhan fearing another attack here, protecting. Maybe Jamie was expecting exactly that. Thunderous now on the Thunder Wave. Mamoswine is obviously not taking any of this, and Ferrothorn can't touch that Kangaskhan. So Jamie got in that Mamoswine for free here.
Jamie is trying to shuffle those Intimidates onto that Kangaskhan to make it that Ferrothorn is able to wall it again and just to inflict some Iron Barbs damage onto it while getting attacked. Thunderous is still trying to taunt it. Mamoswine may try to attack that Thunderous, but we see a Protect here, so it's no choice scarf.
Now the Thunder Wave is connecting with that Ferrothorn,
which is already pretty slow.
and it's healing itself right away with the Lumberry. Kangaskhan's return on the Mamoswine, but is protected. Now here comes the Gyro Ball, which would have been stronger if it was still paralyzed, but it's still going to do enough because of that critical hit. Kangaskhan goes down. Wow.
And now it's going to be a really good matchup for Jamie if there is no fire type on David's side. Let's see if he packed that Heatran. But there's the Amoongus. I don't think.
Is Amoongus going to be the center of attention once again?
Yeah, Julian, I think so. I think so. Rage Powder is kind of useless versus the Ferrothorn, but it's going to get taunted and paralyzed. So Mamoswine is maybe just firing off strong ice attacks. I don't know if he packs another attack despite Ice Shard. Some Mamoswines don't even do. They carry Earthquake, Rock Slide, Ice Shard, Protect, for example, or a superpower to surprise some Kangaskhan's or some Heatrans carrying that maybe Choppleberry, maybe Air Balloon. But let's have a look. If David is having a strong ice attack, if Jamie is having a strong ice attack.
Another protect, many protects going on in this one game. Jamie trying to fight his way back. It's avoiding the paralysis from that Thunderous, while here's the Earthquake from Mamoswine onto that Amoongus, which is countering with a Giga Drain, a super effective move, taking back all the health it just lost through that Earthquake.
So it's getting tougher and tougher for Jamie, though he got that Ferrothorn in a really good position. Not being able to get touched by Thunderous and Amoongus, and that Mamoswine is threatening for both of David's Pokemon.
Now Thunderous is only using Thunder Wave. It only has that one goal, paralyzing that Ferrothorn, and now it finally succeeded. There's an Icicle Crash. Amoongus, however, protected itself.
So Jamie probably predicted some switching on that Amoongus slot. Otherwise, he would have Icicle crashed the turn before. I don't know what he expected. Maybe a Heatran switch in. That would have been really, really cool if he got this on the switch and KO'd it, and so the pressure on Ferrothorn would have been gone. Oh, and the Amoongus.
Oh dear. Thunderbolt now on that Ferrothorn. Not very effective though. And a Spore for Amoongus now putting that Mamoswine to sleep.
Probably they expected a switch on that Mamoswine
Oh,
slot.
Gyro Ball powered up by that paralysis on that Thunderous, but still only doing 1/3 approximately.
David is trying to paralyze this, and maybe later on even going to swagger it to just don't make it move anymore. Amoongus could have taken out that Mamoswine instead of taking it to sleep, but now he gets one free turn because of the guaranteed sleep turn 1. Mamoswine is looking really tired, and Thunderous is now able to fire off a second attack and slowly whistle down the Ferrothorn with its not very effective Thunderbolt, and Amoongus is probably just going to Giga Drain into that Mamoswine slot.
Mamoswine taking its time here to wake up. Who could blame him? And another Giga Drain now on to that Mamoswine. It goes down to that attack. Now Jamie's team is crippled with a paralyzed Ferrothorn and only one Pokemon in the back. Leech Seed though from that Ferrothorn now onto the Thunderous, getting a little bit of its health back.
I don't know how much David have played tournaments yet, but if Jamie's down to that one Ferrothorn and we only got 4 minutes left, that's about 5 or 6 turns. Maybe David is going to time stall that Ferrothorn later on. If it's only standing there, let's see how that Staraptor works out.
Intimidate on both Amoongus and Thunderous, not really caring about that as they are special attackers.
Here we go. David is probably going to Thunder Wave that Staraptor and Protect with that Amoongus just to make it slower. Or he's going to Rage Powder with Amoongus and Thunderbolt this slot to take out the Staraptor, maybe following the Amoongus, which is pretty unusable versus Ferrothorn. Amoongus can't touch Ferrothorn at all, and then David works with his last remaining Pokemon versus the Ferrothorn. Here we go, yeah.
Rage Powder from Amoongus. Now all attacks will be directed into that Amoongus spot. Oh, the final Gambit from the Staraptor. Amoongus hangs on while Staraptor goes down.
Amoongus just had enough health left to leave that, and the Thunderous is just going to Thunderbolt.
Can Ferrothorn place an attack? Yes, the Gyro Ball will connect with that Amoongus, so it's taken out, and the Leech Seed will give that Ferrothorn a little bit of its health back.
So I think we are going to see very long turns right now, if there is no heat in the back of Davide.
Here's the Togekiss.
If the Togekiss packs that feared move Air Slash, which is really good for causing flinches because of the ability which doubles up the side effects of attacks, and Air Slash got a 30% chance of flinching, then the Togekiss is probably going to flinch that Ferrothorn. Thunder is just staying there, and we are going to see long turns, waiting for the timer, and Jamie is hoping that his Ferrothorn is able to take out one more Pokemon and coming back to health.
Here's the taunt onto that Ferrothorn now. And Togekiss using Air Slash. Maybe Thunderous doesn't want that Ferrothorn to use Leech Seed on that Togekiss as well, while the Hex is real again. Here we go with that flinch, but obviously that's what Togekiss does.
Yeah. And I guess we're just seeing a turn like this, trying to flinch the Ferrothorn, which is probably going to go for an attack aimed at Thunderous. I don't know if Thunderous is even carrying Protect. I don't think so, as we have seen Thunderbolt, Swagger, and Thunderwave. Maybe there is
there was a question in the chat from Redo. Which round is this? We are looking at the top 16 cut of the VGC Masters right here, and the commentators are alongside me, Sebastian Ernst, and I'm Julian Scharf. But in the next round for the VGCs, you will have another pro player here instead of me.
Well, we try to see players here on the screen. I asked Arash Ahmadi if he wants to commentate alongside me. I asked Marcus Stutter, also known as Yoshi, to commentate. I bet their commentary is maybe a bit more...
Another flinch, and that pretty much seals the deal for Davide. Thunderous attacking with a Thunderbolt, and now Ferrothorn is only getting a little bit of its health back, so if both attacks from Thunderous and Togekiss are connecting, there's nothing Ferrothorn can do here to bring this game for Jamie.
I think we're just going to see a timer win. If I looked correctly, I didn't see it. I think the battle time is less than the turn time, and we're just going to see a timer win. This time from Davide. So Davide is ahead 2-1 versus Jamie Miller, and is... Oh, not even a timer. The timer
Thunderbolt. So Davide has trust in his Pokemon. Here's another Air Slash. It is connecting, so good job, Davide, winning over Jamie 2-0, advancing to the top 8 for the VGC Masters. Well played, Jamie, as well.
Well, that was a cool match. That was a really cool match. My favorite would have been Jamie Miller. I would have thought Jamie is going to take that, but he lost 2 matches, really good games from both players, and we are going to see... What are we going to see next, Julian?
Now, before we move on to the trading card game, I see the players are ready, if I see correctly. They're not ready yet, but what we will do is we have a very short break, and then the agenda is as follows. So from 10:30 until 11:45 approximately, we will have the trading card game top 8. The players are getting ready here. From 11:45 to 12:30, it's going to be the VGC top 8, so you're not missing out on any of the action. And we will have another commentator alongside Sebastian Ernst here sitting with me. For the trading card game, we are most likely having another pro player as well. Then from 1 p.m., so there's a short break, we will have the TCG Austrian finals. And from just after 2 o'clock until 3, we will have the VGC top 4, followed by 3:30, the TCG final, and then just before 5 o'clock, the VGC finalists will be battling it out for the title of the German and Austrian national champion.
You can see the timesheet also online. Just look up our homepage. You're gonna find the timesheet. I'll probably bet some guys on Twitch.
Just scroll down a little bit. If you don't want to see our faces anymore, that's a very legit option to have. Just scroll down just a tiny bit. Underneath that video, we'll have the whole agenda. We will be updating it just in case we're a little bit delayed, or we will notify you here on the stream. And now for us, that's all we have for the VGC Top 16. We will have a short break and be right back with the TCG Top 8. See you soon.